You're 14 years old,
Yes, ma'am.
and you bring in your mom to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me why.
I want to have surgery to be skinnier and healthier, but she won't let me.
All right. What kind of surgery?
The gastric bypass surgery.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. And your mom won't pay for it?
No, ma'am.
All right. It's my understanding that you had that surgery too, right?
I did have that surgery. Your
How
Honor.
long ago?
It's been about 12 years ago.
All right. How much weight did you lose?
I lost well over 100 pounds, about 120, 125 pounds.
Did you really? And you kept it off all of these years?
Even through 2 pregnancies.
My goodness. So it's worked out for you.
It has worked, yeah.
So that's why Reagan is sort of asking, because she saw you do it.
She's seen the benefits, but she's not seen the bad side of it.
My dear, tell me what's happening with you and your weight.
My weight stops me from a lot of things, making friends that are skinny. And
Wait, say what?
it stops me from a lot of things, like friends, like people will look at me and they'll say, maybe I can't be friends with her. I shouldn't be friends with her because she's overweight.
Really? People say that?
I feel like they say that.
So how does a mother who's a nurse end up with, are you going to tell me how much you weigh?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am? Does your mama know how much you weigh?
I don't think so.
Okay, why won't you say?
I'm really ashamed of it.
You are. Do you know what you weigh on your own? Okay. And you know that you're over the weight that you're supposed to be?
Yes, Your Honor.
What's going on, honey? Why are you crying, Reagan?
I want to look, normal, and I think that I think that I would feel better, have more confidence about myself, if I could, wear cuter clothes, that teenagers my age wear, and I can't do that if I'm overweight.
What grade are you going to, sweetie?
9th.
All right. So I can see where you're concerned, and you think that the surgery is the answer for you?
Yes, ma'am, because, I want high school to be the best years of my life. I want to make a lot of friends and, have a boyfriend and, and I think I can do all that if I'm, at the right weight.
Well, it's not all about the weight, right?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I have a great personality, and
yes, you do have a great personality,
and I get told that, but I want to look pretty too.
But what I'm saying is the eating, unless is it a thyroid or anything that may cause issues with weight?
No, Your Honor, we've had that checked out.
So it's not anything health related while you're gaining weight. So why don't we go a little bit deeper? Are we wanting to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
The eating is kind of covering up something emotionally. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So what's going on in the house, do you think, that I need to know about that makes you eat?
It may be her working, I think it's more that she's so skinny and, she's living like the life that I'd like to live. She gets to wear the cute clothes and she gets noticed by guys, my mom, and I want to be like that. I want to wear the cute clothes and I want boys to look at me, and she gets that and I don't.
Now, I know that your daughter shared that you date rather young men, in like 22 or so.
Sometimes.
Yeah. Do you think that that's affecting her because you've chosen to date younger men?
I think at first I didn't think that it would affect her, but I think after a period of time I could see where it was making her feel as I was a peer instead of a parent. And because of the divorce and all, I felt really obligated to let all of my children have what they wanted and try to ease them through the divorce. And
now, how long have you been divorced?
2 years.
All right. So did you start putting more weight on when your dad and your mother divorced?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, let's go back to that, because that's always an issue. Now, when you said I noticed she has highlights in her hair, and I understand you have some piercings too, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, you thought it was appropriate for a 14-year-old to have all of that? Like the nose and the lips appears, right?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know if I would say it was completely appropriate, but I felt like it was harmless.
You think
Yeah.
so?
Yeah.
So after you've been divorced 2 years, she's taken this hard. Do you have any relationship with your father?
Not any longer.
What is with these men who divorce their wives and divorce their children? How much of this did you take on, honey? That weight represents something. And apparently it represents your divorce, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So you got to witness all of this?
Yes, ma'am.
And how did it make you feel, honey?
It really upset me.
What did it upset you? Tell the judge how it made you feel.
My parents were always fighting, and I didn't want me to see it.
Reagan, come here. Come over here. Come here. You are so beautiful, little girl. But all this stuff here, I can't even look at the lip pierced. My. What happened now?
I didn't want to see it, and I didn't want my brother and my sister to see it, and it really upset me, and I felt like if I ate, it would take away the pain.
And so that's what's been going on. You miss your dad?
Yeah.
I know, sweetheart. So you just started eating, and then you started getting pierced, and you got your highlights. You have any tattoos?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Well, at least you don't have any tattoos.
Yes, ma'am.
You do put them somewhere nobody sees you. At least go down the aisle with your wedding dress without the tattoo showing. How about that?
Yes.
You're still too young for that, honey.
Yeah, no.
What is this business, though? You put in your lawsuit that your mother dates younger men. How does that make you feel?
It really it makes me feel like, she's living the life she never could when she was that age. She was overweight when she was young, and at that age she couldn't get the cute guys. I feel like now she's going after the cute younger guys.
Oh, you think they're cute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So you've been sneaking a look here and there. All right. We've got a lot of issues here, don't you think?
I agree.
Did you ever get the children any counseling? Because when your husband and you divorced, you were glad to see him go. And although the judge, I'm sure in his or her wisdom, did the right thing, because the judge had facts that I don't certainly have before me. What I see now is the ramifications of the pain of a result of daddy's gone now. And for a girl, it's a recurring theme I have here, because I know where you're coming from. But you needed to get the children some counseling.
Okay.
That should have been a part of it. And then now you're finding yourself. Because if you're dating men 10, 15 years younger than yourself, that means you're finding yourself. You're a beautiful woman. The surgery worked. But your daughter is saying you're living the life. Could that be so?
I guess it would appear that way in her eyes.
Well, how is it for you that a middle-aged woman almost is dating children younger than my children?
It's not always great.
Yeah. But there's a reason for that too. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's a reason. And I've taken a great big step back from that.
Okay.
And have stopped that nonsense.
You know, a lot of times we underestimate the wisdom and power, but from the mouths of babes, sometimes there is so much wisdom. Now, if I'm the mirror and you're looking into the mirror, and you know what a mirror does, right? It reflects back. Tell me what you see. Do you think you're pretty?
No.
You don't think you're pretty, sweetheart? Why don't you think you're pretty?
Because I'm overweight.
Oh, baby. Being beautiful means inside of you, not just on the outside. You think so?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, sweetheart. There's a hole that's so deep that even if you were 110 pounds, you'd wake up and you'd still feel the same way. Your dad still wouldn't be here. You still wouldn't think you were pretty. And then you'd fall into the trap of looking for guys to give you some self-esteem, and you can't get that outside of you. We got to work on you first. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I get a hug? Look, baby. Sweetheart. Tell me the life you've had to live with this gastric bypass
Well,
and what she could expect from it.
you can expect to throw up every meal, every time you eat. You end up eating food that you can't digest, that won't fit into the pouch that they make.
And how big is the pouch? Is it
It's
very little, right?
maybe
the cup
maybe a quarter of a cup, I think, is what they.
is
they
all
make it.
you could eat at a time?
Mhm.
And so if you go over that or you don't eat,
You're gonna get sick.
so for all these years, that's how you've been living?
That's how I've lived. Yeah.
And you don't want that for her, right?
No, I don't.
Reagan, you think you can put up with that?
I want to be skinny, and if that's what it takes, I mean,
Then this is something you have to endure for the rest of your life.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And how overweight were you? Were you obese?
Oh yes, Your Honor. I'm about 5 foot tall, and I weighed 246 pounds the day that I had my surgery.
All right. Was it worth it, you think? To you?
To me, yes, it was worth it. And in spite of the problems that I've had from it, I would do it all over again.
You would.
Because I was at the point, which I was 23 years old and had struggled with this. I was at the point that was the only resolution I saw.
Then if you sang in front of Reagan that you would do it all again, why don't you want Reagan to do it?
I want her to have the results, but I just don't want her to go through the steps that I've had to go through. I mean, there's just so many problems, and I don't want to be, if I signed it, I would be responsible if something happened to her.
Well, what have you, as a nurse, what have you done to help her?
We have done the low carb diet. She lost, this was about 2 years ago, year and a half ago, 2 years ago. She lost about 50
it
pounds.
was 2 years ago. My parents are still together.
Oh, so you lost 50 pounds. How'd you feel then?
I felt really good.
50 pounds is a lot of weight to lose when you're what, 12 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
So I know you have the willpower to do it. It's just she had to deal with a crisis.
Yes, ma'am.
But I want to stop hanging our hat on if she loses the weight, everything in her life is going to change.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we have to get her to a place where she feels good about herself. Because although you may make it sound like it's wonderful, the fact that you began exclusively dating younger men, there may be some issues there with you and your self-esteem. She's saying, Dad's gone, Mom lost weight, she gets all the cute guys. If I lose weight, I'll get the cute guys. That's her logic. But it's not about the cute guys. It's a whole lot more to this. If you've got these younger men, I wouldn't parade them in and out of my house. You have, and you deserve to have a life. Seems like you've been through a lot. I can feel it. And you do deserve that. But you got a young teenage daughter that's watching everything, and you got 2 other kids too. So sometimes there's a price to pay when you got your kids. You got to create a safe environment where she feels like she can tell you anything. Is that what you want?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able now to tell her anything?
Yes, ma'am. I do tell my mom.
Okay, why didn't you tell her then, Mom, I'm eating because of Dad?
Because it was when I started, it was really, I saw her more of, the fun mom, and she wouldn't take it serious.
You have got to be the mother. You can be friendly with your child, but you've got to be the mother. But to be brave enough to come to court and air this out, I am most proud of you. I am. So at this time, Mom, what I'm going to do is find in favor of the defendant, because you came in here asking for surgery, which you're not going to get. But I am going to send you to a nutritionist and at least give you an evaluation with a counselor. That is far better than you going and living a life being trapped by some surgery at this age, okay?
Okay.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
And you are beautiful. You hear me? And I don't lie. Okay? All right. I find in favor of the defendant. Thank you.
All rise.
For a moment there, I thought we maybe were watching a therapy session and not a court session. I'm a little confused as to why this even made it to court, to be honest with you, and how this young lady was even able to sue her mother for a surgery that she was wanting to be paid for, because quite frankly, if the mother is the legal guardian of the child, then she gets to say what surgery this person can get or not. So it doesn't make any sense to me that this was even a case, to be honest with you. But hey, Judge Penny came in with her sweet, calm voice and was able to express to her the therapy that she needed. Now, this leads me into the next topic that I wanted to touch base on here, which is this is the issue of having no fathers in the home. Because when fathers leave, it can cause and stir up so many different issues. I know in the comments of my other videos, a lot of people are like, oh, everyone's shocked when a mother leaves, but fathers do this all the time. And although I think, I guess I see where they're coming from, I don't really think that it really matters if it's the mom or the dad. It's still tragic for the child. But there's something specific about a father that helps aid the self-confidence in children, that if they don't have that or have access to that, then they're just going to just spiral. And that's what we saw here on this case. So I wonder what would have been if they were no longer divorced and if they were still together, if she would still be this way. Now, when it comes to the surgery, I definitely agree. I don't think that she should be given surgery for this issue, especially at such a young age, when things can really change very quickly for young people if they just start eating right and exercising. That's just my take on this, y'all. I would love to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments down below. Whose side are you on this? Do you believe that she deserved to get the surgery, or do you think that the mother is right and should be able to decide? Let me know.